very important topic, and I think this is probably another most confused, okay, subject in the community of a Royal Quantitative, okay, because we don't really have a FAQ by the company actually explaining on the trading profit versus the trading fees. So what I'm going to do, that I'm going to take the liberty, all right, to take this liberty to show you the cost benefit analysis between Binance and Huobi. All right. Now, please understand. Okay, the whole idea is not to tell you that Binance fee is lower and Huobi fees is higher. No. The only idea here is to give you the differentiation. That's all. Because both exchanges are fine for me. All right, are fine for me, because at the end of it, we are not talking about just one transaction. We are talking about multiple volume here. All right. So please understand that. But at the end of it, right, the net profit. Are you making profit? If you are with Binance or if you are with Huobi, are you really making profit? And what is your net profit after you minus everything? That's what we're going to look at. Okay. So are you ready there? Okay. If you are ready, let's just move on to this. I want you to pay close attention because this is a little bit technical, but I want you to understand how these things work. Now, first thing, okay, that you need to understand is that we have two portions here. All right. The two elements here, we have the board. Now, for the board, remember we have the fuel fee, which is 20%. This is a flat. All right. This is already decided by the company. So none of us can do anything. All right. This is 20% of your profit. And then we have the SYN strategy fee, which is the 1%. So that simply means, okay, there are 21% that will be deducted of your profit. So every time the board actually close in profit, from 21% will be deducted from your asset wallet. Can you understand me? So let's say if you make a profit of $1, from that $1, 21 cents, okay, will be actually deducted. All right. So this is happening where in the board. Please take note of that. So can Royal Q actually deduct your fund in your spot wallet in Binance or Huobi? They can't. They are not authorized to do that. That's the reason why they requested you to actually allocate in advance minimum at least $20 into the asset wallet so that they can deduct from the asset wallet. Okay, so please take note of this information. Now, okay, beware that we not only have one cost here, which is deducted in the board, we also have another cost which is in the exchange. All right, so we have Binance or Huobi. In Binance, you refer as a spot wallet. In Huobi, you refer as an exchange wallet. All right, so please take note. So what happens here? In Binance, we have the maker and the taker fee, which is about 1% each. So total is about 0.2%. And then for the Huobi, it's about 0.4%. Please understand that. So every time the bot buys and sell, okay, this is what we call one cycle. Every time the bot buy and sell, there is a maker fee and taker fee. Now, and please understand, this fee is not from your profit. This fee is from the deal amount. Let me repeat that once again. This is where people make a mistake. So they say, oh, in this case, the exchange is charging us too much and it's not really worth for us to get involved with this. It's just because you don't understand what you are talking about. All right. Please understand, in the board is based on your profit. So when you see your revenue is after deduction of the fuel fee and the strategy fee, but you have not deducted yet the exchange fee. Please understand that. So your exchange fee will be deducted in the exchange. So if you are using USDT, it will be deducted in USDT. If you are using Binance or Huobi coin, Huobi token, HT, it will be deducted in those native tokens. Please take note of that. So the exchange fees, okay, are based on the deal amount, not the profit. All right, I will explain to you this very shortly so you will understand. Now, these are the profit versus the fee distribution. Now, if you look into your board, okay, every time there is the board closes in profit, okay, you can go into the revenue details and you can actually look into this detail over here. For example, for T-Fuel, okay, the profit amount is $1, okay, and 26 and so on, right? This is the profit. Can you see the fuel fee? The fuel fee is basically how many percent? 20% of that. All right, 20% of that. So now, let me explain to you what happens here first. So when the board actually close in profit, 100% your profit actually goes back into your spot wallet. Please take note of that. So the bot is not keeping any of your profit in the bot. Please take note. Some people, right, they ask, can I withdraw this revenue that I've earned in the bot? No, you don't withdraw, because it is already instantly transferred into your Huobi account. So this amount, right, is already deducted with the 20% or 21%, okay, to be precise. It's already been deducted. So what you have now, what goes into your spot wallet is 100% of this profit. But please take note that the profit amount has not factored the exchange fees. All right. So you have the exchange fees which you need to deduct in the exchange, not in the bot. Can you understand me? So this is where you have the Binance and the Huobi. I will explain this a little bit more detail very, very shortly. Okay. I just want you to watch this, and I believe, okay, you are going to get a greater insight today, so that you understand how is the distribution, or how is all this cost actually been broken into. Now, when you talk about the fees, remember we have the fuel revenue. Okay, this is the revenue of the company. So the company charge you a fuel fee, which is their revenue. So 20% will be deducted for the fuel fee, right? Now, out of this 20%, 80% goes into Royal Quantitative operation. So all the operations are taken care from this 80%. And then the remaining 20% goes into profit distribution. So if you are a networker, okay, you are building your team, you are an affiliate, you're building your team. Remember, the team rewards is 20 to 60%, and then you got the peer reward, which is 5%. So this is where that 20% or the 100% of that 20% is broken into. All right, please take note. And don't forget, you still have another 1%. Okay, JD Winner and JD 10X. Okay, that is basically a 1% sync strategy fee. All right, so that's basically how this profit and fee distribution actually broken into. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Now this is important. Now let's look into Binance cost benefit. All right, so I'm going to use an example here, BAKE pair with USDT as a sample. Now the first thing, right, you can see here, this is what you see. Now, first thing, all right, you must understand that when you go to Binance and check on the fees, always make sure you are taking a complete pair. So if you do BAKE buy, make sure you also have BAKE sell. All right, so we need both the buy and the sell, because this is the complete cycle for one asset per transaction. Please take note of that. So if you look over here, right, this is where do you get this information? This information from your transaction record. So if you go to the bot, you will be able to see the transaction record. So in this record, you will be able to see the deal amount. Can you see that? Deal amount. And then when the bot sells, the bot will tell you the profit and also the deal amount here. So this is an important information. Now let's go into the Binance exchange. All right. Now in the Binance exchange, if you go under the trade history report, you can see, okay, for example, we have BAKE USDT buy and sell. So this is one cycle. Now you can see, all right, it buys at 2.823, all right. Fill amount is 17.7. Is that correct? 17.7. And then we have 17.6, which is sell 17.6. All right. And then you can see the fee. All right. This is the fee. So, and this fee, okay, is basically in USDT. Okay. So you have to convert. Okay. You can see here BAKE, right? Buy, it will buy in the pair, in the BAKE pair, but you need to convert that to USDT. Please take note of that. So I have done this calculation. Let me just share with you how this whole thing works. So I hope now you understand, okay, where does this transaction coming from? So if you really want to understand how to calculate, then you need to go and get this information. So this is basically just to show you an example, okay, where does this information actually coming from? Now let's look into the calculation. So now we're going to look at the Binance cost first, okay, the exchange fees for Binance. And remember, I am using USDT fee per transaction. So I am only giving you one transaction for one coin. That's all. And remember, how many transactions are we doing? All right. We are doing multiple, okay, multiple cycle, multiple transaction every single day. So this is just for one. So you can calculate later on for how many transactions that you are doing. Now, you can see here buy is 49.96. So the fee is 0.1. Okay, and then you got the sell, which is 50, and the fee. Now, some people say, why sell higher amount? All right, please understand, don't look at the deal amount, look at the number of quantity. All right, because your asset quantity will be more. All right, so please take note of this information. So now you can see the fee here. Okay, at 1%, this is the fee. At sell, 1% will be 0.05. Now, if you would add up these two fees, okay, the total exchange fees of deal amount, remember deal amount, okay, not the profit, the deal amount is 0.5. And then we need to go back to the fuel fee. So the fuel fee is how much? 20%. 20% of the profit, not the deal amount. Please take note of that, okay, of the profit. So what is the profit? 0.533. Now let me bring you back, okay, so you might be confused here. See that, this is the profit. So the profit in USDT is 0.533. All right, so if we look back here, 20% of 0.533, that will be 0.1. And then we have the SIN strategy, which is 1% of 0.533. So that will be 0.0533. Now let's total up all the three. If you total up, this is your total cost. So your total cost is one exchange fees plus fuel fee plus the SIN strategy, right? So that will be about 0.21. All right. So that is about 40%. So what is your net profit? Your net profit will be 0.32, which is about 60%. So now, if you are using USDT, okay, to deduct your fee in Binance, your net profit, every transaction will be about 60%. That's all. All right. So please understand it's a percentage. Okay. So it doesn't matter what is your profit. Even if your profit is 0.1 cent, okay, you're still going to make 60%. All right. So there is no, there is no, obligation there or prejudice there. Okay. Please take note of that. All right. So this is if you are using USDT. So now my advice to the team is this: don't use USDT. All right. Go for BNB. All right. Go for BNB as your fees. Now, can you see why sometimes you complain that your USDT is depleting? Because you didn't factor in the fees, the exchange fees. So you put in $155, but you didn't factor in the exchange fees. So that is the reason why your 155 will actually deplete, because the charging, there is a fee that's been charged by the exchange. So I hope you understand. Okay, that's why if you are going for 155, always add a few more percentage so that all what you can do, go for BNB. All right, so don't use USDT as your fee. You can use BNB. Now, let's look what is the saving if you use BNB as your fees. So this is a BNB fee. You're going to improve profit margin by 5%. Now, let me tell you something. 5% per transaction, that is a huge saving. All right, that's a huge saving. Now, let me show you how this works. So now, if you use Binance, remember it is no longer 0.1. All right, it is now 0.075. Can you see that? You save about 25% of the fees, okay, for the maker and the taker. So now you can see instead of 0.1, the total fees now is 0.07. Now let me ask you one question. Where is the highest fee? Is the exchange. So you need to focus on reducing the exchange fees, then you can have a higher profitability. Am I right? Can you see that? Now, the fuel fee, okay, the fuel fee remains the same, right? Which is basically 0.1. The SIN strategy remains the same. Now, what is your total cost now? Your total cost now actually reduced by 5%. So your total cost now is about 35%. So what will be your profit now? Your profit increased by 5%. So now imagine every transaction, every coin per transaction, you are now earning 65% compared to using USDT, which is 60%. And also please understand, if you're using BNB, you have a huge advantage because remember, you have the DAS, right? You can convert the DAS to BNB as your fees. Isn't that awesome? All right. So you can convert the DAS into BNB and you can use BNB as your fees, and that will not deduct your USDT. So your USDT is still intact for you to do the trading. All right. So I hope this is clear. Now, I hope this is clear. Okay, I'm going to open up for question later. I know you guys are excited there. All right. These are insights that you need to understand. So now you know, okay, if you use USDT for Binance, it is 60% net profit. If you use BNB, it is 65% net profit per coin. Okay, we are talking about per coin per transaction. Sometimes in a day you can have hundreds of transactions, my friend. Just imagine, all right, the net profit that you are actually making. Now let's move on, okay, to the Huobi. Okay, let me show you Huobi. Now, you might be asking, okay, where can you learn about take a fee and make a fee, how to reduce this? All right, you can actually get to my Wealth Makers Alliance YouTube channel. All right, there are two things there. I have how you can actually use Binance as your fee, and also how to convert the dust. Okay, I have not done any video for Huobi. All right, but the concept is the same. All right, the concept is the same. Please take note. Now let's move on to Huobi. All right, so I'm going to use Mana USDT as our example today. So same thing, okay? Even if you look at Huobi, go back to your bot first. In the bot, I have a buy. Okay, I need to have one cycle. Okay, remember, buy and sell, one cycle if I want to do this study. All right, so now for the Mana, okay, you can see the deal amount is $10, right? And then we have the sell amount, which is 10.4. Can you see that? As I mentioned to you, right? The bot will never buy exactly $10. This is what we call slippage. The bot will buy a little bit more than the $10. All right. But recently, Mana has been Mana in a Huobi is really good because Huobi have one of the lowest slippage compared to Binance. Binance slippage is much greater. All right. You need to understand this. Okay. So that's why some people say, oh, Huobi fees are too high. But let me tell you something. Okay. Actually, if you look into the slippages actually much lower in Huobi compared to actually in Binance. Okay, please take note. Now let's go back to Huobi exchange. So in Huobi exchange, I have buy and sell. Okay, so please take note, buy and sell. So you can see, okay, these are the fees, okay, that has been charged for the buy and sell. Okay, let me go a little bit more detailed to show you the calculation. So over here we have exchange fee for Huobi. The total deal amount, okay, as you saw earlier, what is the taker and the maker fee? Maker fee will be 0.2%. All right. So if you look into it, right, it is basically $0.04. All right, for this transaction, for this Mana, just one transaction. Now, what is the fuel fee? Fuel fee is 20% of 0.1334. Where does this come from? Over here, can you see? 0.1334. All right, it's a very small, okay, small profit, right? It doesn't matter, all right, because you're still going to make a clear cost and a clear net profit. Okay, now, so that is basically 20%, so 0.026, and then we have the JD10X, okay, JD winner or JD10X. Okay, then we have 1%, which is at 0.133. That will be 0.001334. So what will be the total cost? Okay, the total cost will be 52%. Can you see that? 0.069. And what will be the net profit? The net profit will be 48%. So now if you are using USDT, okay, for the Huobi, your net profit will be 48%. All right, that is it. So that is close to about, let's say 50-50, okay, 50%. All right, that's how much that you will be making if you are using Huobi. Now let's look into if you are using native Huobi token to pay the fees. Remember, in Binance you use BNB, right? So in Huobi you can use HT. So if you use HT, all right, there is a table there. Okay, now Huobi is a little bit different than Binance, because they have this table there where they show you based on the holding of your HT. All right, so if you have more than 10, can you see that? If you have more than 10, then your fees can actually reduce to 0.18%. Can you see that? So the more HT you have, the lower your fees will be. Can you see that? So that is important. Now, I would assume, okay, most people will go for the second one at first, all right, which is 0.18. So I'm going to use 0.18, all right, 0.18 as an example here to show you what will be the fees. So if you can actually convert the dust, more and more the dust into HT, you probably will have a lot more HT, especially those of you who are using a higher capital, okay, JD10X. For JD winner, if you're using a smaller capital, you might not expect a huge dust. Okay, the dust value will be very, very small. So you need to wait probably 2 weeks or 1 month, okay, to actually acquire more dust before you can actually convert it. Please take note. Okay, so I'm going to use 0.18%. Okay, I'm assuming that those who are going to use HT as the fee, you're going to have more than 10. You need to maintain more than 10. Okay, if you drop below 10, it will automatically go back to 0.2%. Please take note of that. So now if you use, okay, if you use a HT, okay, which is HT, which I call a native token of Huobi token, then you can improve your profit margin by 3%. Okay, compared to Binance is 5%, but here is 3% because I'm using above 10. So if I'm using, okay, if I'm using above 100 or above 500, definitely I can reduce my fee much lower. All right. So you have that flexibility. It's up to you, right? So now let's look into it. So if I go for 0.18%, okay, now I will be able to reduce my fee, all right, to 0.03. And then my fuel fee will remain the same. My SYN strategy fee will remain the same. So what happened to my total cost? My total cost now will be about 49%. All right. So what will be my net profit? My net profit actually improved by 3%. So from 48 now become 51%. So that is your net profit. So if you are using HT, okay, now I would recommend the team to look into using BNB or using HT as your fees. All right. Don't use USDT, because if you use USDT, then your USDT holding in your exchanges will be depleted. All right, that is the reason why sometimes some people, right, they're supposed to go for 13 margin call. At the 12, the bot actually stopped the margin call. Why? Because fund is not enough in the spot wallet. Why? Because the exchange fees are not factored in. Can you understand me? So this is the basically an idea, okay, how the cost is calculated. Now, so this is just to give you the cost benefit comparison between Huobi and Binance, okay, especially if you are using USDT. All right, so you can see over here, okay, if you are using a Binance USDT, your net profit is 60%. If you are using Huobi, your net profit is 48%. Remember, 48% is still a profit. It's actually a very good profit, all right, because we are talking about volumes. Please take note of that. Now, you need to also, okay, above comparison are based on per transaction or per cycle, per asset or per coin. Please take note. And other factor to consider are slippages variance. All right. Now, Huobi slippages are much smaller compared to Binance. Please take note of that. Example, I show you Mana, right? Mana, if you put $10, it will be about $10.60 or 50 cents. But in Binance, it will not be $10. It will be $13 or $14. Can you just imagine the slippage? Okay, it's a different slippage. And the higher the slippage, it will affect your trading fund. All right, please take note. Now, that is if you are using USDT. How about if you are using the native token? Okay, so if you are using a BNB token or HT token, okay, so you can see you can improve your you can improve your net profit to 65% on Binance and 51% for the Huobi. All right, and please take note of the below notes too. Okay, as I mentioned to you, the slippages are also different. Okay, so these are basically, I think, the full spectrum of the cost benefit analysis. I hope now, okay, this is much clearer, and I'm going to put up this video so that everyone will be able to understand, okay, between the Binance and also the Huobi, all right? So I hope this is clear for each and every one of you. Today, one of my major assignment is to actually present on this, because I want to make sure that every one of you is clear how this whole cost calculation actually works. Now, there are few important things that I want to highlight before I end this presentation, and then I'm going to open up for any kind of questions, any kind of discussion, compliments, and input from your side. Now, what are the factors affecting your USDT balance in your spot wallet? Okay, there are three main factors here. Okay, please take note. Number one is the maker and taker fee not factored by users. So, as I mentioned earlier, okay, if you are using USDT, please factor in the maker and the taker fee. That's why I recommend everyone to use either BNB or HT native token as a fee rather than USDT to prevent USDT balance depleted. All right, so please take note. So this is one way you can solve your problem. Now, if you can allocate the fees for the bot, why can't you allocate the fees for the exchange? Isn't that a reasonable question? if you can allocate the fees for the bot because it was forced to, right? Why can't you allocate the fees for the exchange? You can do so. So to do that, you can actually use BNB or use Huobi token. Okay, please take note. Now, number two, okay, the second reason is that assets trade, okay, assets trade position are still actively floating. So when assets are floating, right, please understand, you cannot go and see the P&L in the exchange and say, oh, I'm losing money today because it is showing negative. You are not losing anything. It's just that assets are still floating. All right. So for an example, right, if you have one asset which is at about minus 10%, and then you have another asset which is plus 5%. Now, let me ask you something. On an average, are you plus or minus? It is definitely minus, right? Minus 5% because it is still floating. So that's the reason why sometimes you see it's minus there, because coins are floating and most of those coins are in negative. But please understand, as I mentioned earlier, right? When coins are floating or when market is declining, you should have more assets. All right, please take note of that. Okay, you should have more assets. That's why we need this martingale. This martingale is an averaging. The more it averages, the more assets you have. So now when the market rebound, you're going to make a much greater profit because you have a greater assets. Please take note of that. Now, the other thing that you need to understand is the dust, or what we call a spillovers, not slippage. Okay, this is a spillover. This is the dust. Okay, now when you talk about dust, please understand. Okay, the bot will not close the trade exactly at the amount that it closes. Okay, because these are exchange. Exchange have a certain standard amount that they will close. So sometimes it doesn't fit that amount, and you have the spillover or the dust which is left behind. So you suddenly saw that, hey, I thought that my ADA already closed. Why is my ADA still in the exchange? No, no, no. Those are just the dust. Can you understand me? Those are the dust. So there are two caution points here, okay, that I want to highlight to you when it comes to the dust. Number one, ensure to only convert dust or asset to BNB or HT, which is not trading in your bot existing, okay, currently. Make sure it is not actively trading. Now, if you convert asset which is actively trading, it may disrupt the bot, leading to abnormal operation. All right. So please take note. Do not touch any of the asset that is still trading in the bot. So if you want to convert, only convert those assets that are not trading. But sometimes please take note, if you have a smaller capital, you may have to wait for certain limit. Okay, they got a certain quantity limit for you to actually convert the dust. But if you are using a high capital, please check, okay, because a lot of your USD will be sitting in your dust. That's why you see why my balance, why my USD balance is getting lower. Probably it is now sitting in your dust. Okay, please take note. Number two, do not convert. Do not accidentally convert your BNB or HT. Okay, if you are using that as a fees. Okay, this is another problem that people always make, because they go and tick the box, right? All right. And that inclusive of even their BNB and Huobi token. Okay, so please be very careful. Okay, so these are the three main factors if you're noticing that USD balance is reducing. All right, so I would encourage you probably once a week. Okay, if your capital is small, once a week check on your dust, because those dust you can convert to BNB or HT to use as a fee. Now, if you are having a big capital, okay, if you're using 10,000 or 20,000, check every day, 24 hours, because you might have a lot of USDT sitting there. So there is two ways to check, okay? One, if the dust is more than $10, it will show in your bot, all right? You can go under the quantitative and you will see at the top right, okay, top right, there will be convert, okay, convert to USDT. So you can go there and convert, okay? But please make sure you don't convert BNB or HT, all right? But if your dust is actually below than 10, it will show in your exchanges, below than $10, okay? So please take note of this information.